Hyenas. I hate hyenas.
We all remember the hyenas as the bitter and rebellious animals who were hated by every animals in the Pride Lands. Living in the harsh conditions of the Outlands, they were sworn enemies of the lions. Through the movies and Lion Guard series, we see how Pride Landers so hate the hyenas and fighting each other. But was that always the case? Did they once live in harmony with the Pride Landers? Or were they always the outcasts of society left to fend for themselves? Was there a true explanation? Or did something else drive them into becoming the enemies of the Pride Lands? Pay attention, because you're about to find out the real reason of the lion's hatred towards hyenas. We can be confident that once, hyenas' clans lived peacefully with other animals in the Pride Lands, supporting the circle of life and staying loyal to their king. But one day, everything changed. The hyenas became selfish and disrespectful toward the circle of life, doing whatever they wanted. They began devastating the Pride Lands for their own amusement. This forced the king of the Pride Lands to make effective solution, banishing them forever. As we saw in The Lion King, the staying of hyenas brought destruction to the Pride Lands. After this, Pride Lands had become a place where most animals were distrustful and frightened of any hyena. Since these events, Mufasa and the other lions never saw hyenas as similar to them. Unfortunately, not Mufasa, not Simba, never worked to redefine relations with hyenas because they were focused on fighting them off. But one has to wonder, why did the hyenas change their ways? There must have been a reason for their shift. For example, in the Lion Guard series, the crocodiles initially lived harmoniously in the Pride Lands under their leader Maku. However, another crocodile named Kiburi desired dominance over the lions when he refused to accept Simba's peaceful reign by trying to kill him and take all the watering holes for himself. Kiburi and his followers became rebellious and were banished from the Pride Lands. Therefore, the same reason could be here when appeared Shenzi's clan of hyenas, and like Kiburi, began to be more obsessed because of their desire to capture the reign of the Pride Lands. So, disrespect towards other animals made Shenzi's hyenas outcasts. They were jealous of the lions. While hyenas went hungry, lions lived in comfort. But everything changed when they met one lion who shared the same vision with them.
Kill Mufasa?
Precisely.
It was Scar who made alliance, also who manipulated them by promising better life when they take over the Pride Lands. But while Scar had hyenas on his side, their alliance was always weak. Scar used fear to control them. As an example, during the song Be Prepared sequence in The Lion King, Scar warned the hyenas that their survival depended on his leadership. Therefore, the hyenas stayed loyal to him, only because they are always desperate for food. But Scar didn't only use fear on the hyenas. They also knew that Scar was dangerous and would punish anyone who dared to challenge him. They knew Scar ruled cruelly. Scar's temper and ruthlessness made both them afraid of him, which could be why they stayed loyal so long. Hyenas with Scar viewed Mufasa's peaceful and balanced reign as weak and idealistic, and Scar's victory seemed to prove their rights. Under Scar's reign, hyenas may have believed they would finally gain the full freedom in hunting that they had always desired within the Pride Lands. However, Scar's rule brought destruction instead of a good life. His failure to maintain the circle of life led to complete chaos, and what had once seemed like a strong leadership crumbled before their eyes. Because the hyenas weren't smart, they failed to foresee the downfall of Scar's reign. Everything changed during the final battle when Simba returned to reclaim the throne. When Simba confronted Scar, they quickly realized he was losing the fight. Instead of taking responsibility, Scar panicked and tried to shift the fault to the hyenas, claiming they were only who caused all the problems in the Pride Lands. Hoping to save himself by betraying hyenas, he claimed they were the main enemy, and this plan was their idea. Listening from the shadows, the hyenas caught Scar's conversation. In this moment, they realized that he never cared for them. This betrayal was a hard hit because they truly thought Scar would give them equality and food. Now they understood he just used them for his own gain. As a result, the hyenas lost all sense of loyalty to Scar. When Simba defeated Scar in the final battle, the hyenas take a chance to attack him with anger. They were furious that Scar had deceived them, and this was their revenge for his betrayal. After this, Scar was defeated, the hyenas returned to the elephant graveyard and continued their life as outcasts. This eventually could reinforce the lion's belief that hyenas are inherently selfish and bad, but it also changed in the one moment. Although we see same picture, continue the hatred between hyenas and Pridelanders in the Lion Guard, but this time Janja is leader of hyenas, who is probably the descendant of Shenzi. But how Lion Guard had fixed it. When Kion got lost in the Outlands, he tried to find way to return. But during his wandering, he met one animal who has pursued him. It's turned out the hyena named Jasiri. Kion started to feel hostility. However, she also turned out friendly hyena. This surprised Kion because he had always claimed that all hyenas are like Janja's clan. But unexpectedly, Jasiri, leader of the kind clan of hyena, who was supported a circle of life. Jasiri is hyena who showed no difference between lions and hyenas because they are both important for circle of life, which also explained by her
circle of life. We're the cleanup crews. Hyenas eat what you lions leave behind.
Jasiri's appearance in the Lion Guard confirmed the existence of kind hyenas. Jasiri was a friendly who often teaming up with Lion Guards to stop Janja and his clan. She also helped them to stop Scar's evil spirit plan to destroy Pridelands. Also, there is someone else that changed Lion's view towards hyenas when Janja and his clan switched to the good side because Jasiri convinced him to believe in the right of circle of life, and Scar again used hyenas like tools for his own gain. Well, hyenas were never inherently evil. They were simply animals who seeking for a better life, but Scar used this while they unexpected his real motivation, but in the end it's revealed, and after all they find the compromise with lions to accept the peace. Kion with Jasiri ended the hostility between lions and hyenas. He did this by showing them how similar they were. But what about the other outcasts? What's their dark story? And why did they follow Scar, even though they were around before he was born? Join my channel so you won't miss my next Lion King theories. See you soon.